What's up, faithful? Welcome to the East Coast Red and Gold podcast. I'm Niners Jess, along with Ty Alston, Maddie B. Niner Lady Dina is inactive tonight. It is Wednesday, February 18th. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Hello,
Rosie. It's going good.
All right, before we get started, we are brought to you by Faithful Gear. Get your customized Niners gear made for the faithful by the faithful at Faithful Gear 209. Both ends work. All right.
She said, okay. No.
Let's get right to it. Friend of the show, Matt Mayoko, mentioned a little Juwan Jennings, that he is not expected to be back with the Niners. Are we surprised?
World's least shocking announcement outside of the 49ers are going to play Mexico City this year as well, right? Probably the worst kept secret in the league. If they had wanted him, they would have signed him to a long-term deal at the beginning of last year, I think, right?
There you go.
I don't understand why we're all shocked by this now. There was nothing Juwan Jennings to do this year they kind of knew, right? His market's going to be a lot higher than what they want to pay based on what he does, based on the separation he provides. He's had some really big games, and he's had some really, Juwan Jennings played games. So I don't think they want to pay for that anymore. And they will be more than happy to let the Tennessee Titans overpay for that. I can just go ahead and tell you right now, he will be a Tennessee Titan. They're going to try to bring a lot of that all gas, no brake mentality, which means they're going to try to import some players from the 49ers, which I continue to find weird because if a team can't draft well, why do teams keep signing our players as free agents first chance they get? But again, I don't know what's going on out there. So, again, just more confusion, for things. But yeah, Tennessee Titans all the way or someplace like that. I totally see him. He'd be a good guy for Cam Ward and a guy like that, a guy like in that offense. And they've got a lot of young wide receivers who need a dude like that, who's not just going to come in and demand all the targets, who's going to come in and show them how to block and all those things, right?
Right.
A lot of these receivers that come from here are they've gone through Kyle's boot camp, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these teams are totally down for that. So yeah, it's least surprising news of 2026 so far.
I don't know. There's still some people who think that JJ will be back.
Some people huff paint, they just make decisions based on whatever, right?
Just go for it.
Yeah. Just some people just do that, Wow. I need a little bit more of this cereal. Hey, look at these lead paint chips. Let me just put these in here, right? Spice it up a little bit. I don't know. Some people just do things, right? So,
It's true.
Bless their hearts, as they say down south. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ty, what do you think?
The writing was on the wall, last offseason, like Matt said. They didn't extend him. They didn't talk to him about extending him at all. If they want a player, they'll extend him. And, he had to go to them and say, hey, I want a pay raise. They had to work something out. And even that pay raise wasn't an extension. It was just like, here's some extensives for you to make some extra money. So it shows he wasn't in the long-term plan. And you can tell by drafting what Kyle wants to do with the receivers. The last two drafts, he's drafted receivers. They're all good route runners, good hands. Juwan Jennings has that. They all have that extra dimension of speed, which he doesn't have. So you see, that's the direction Kyle wants to go in. He wants more of that. So you can tell he wasn't in that playbook, right? He's no longer in that playbook. So, yeah, he's gone. Unless he comes back on some crazy team-friendly deal, that'll be the only way he's back. But I can see other teams giving him a lot of money.
Yeah, I could see that too. I don't know. You mentioned the wide receivers like Jacob Cowing and Jordan Watkins. Hopefully they play this year.
Yeah. Hopefully they stay healthy, have a healthy year.
Yeah.
Like
Danny Gray. Still waiting on Danny Gray to get some snaps.
They've learned from their mistakes. Although, unlike Danny Gray, they got on the field when they could.
True.
And actually played some snaps. So That's the one differentiator there. So if they could just stay healthy, I think they'll be out there. Depending on if they bring other people in, of course.
Yeah. We will get back to the wide receiver position. Brian Fleury, tight ends coach, now the Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator.
Mhm.
Thoughts?
Well, you know they were going to pluck somebody, either from us or from someone else in the Shanahan tree, right? Because they want to keep that offense the same. They want Sam Darnold to be comfortable. That's the main thing. And he's comfortable running our offense. So you knew it was coming. I didn't see Fleury going. I didn't expect him to be the candidate, right? But hey, good luck. Maybe he could call plays, maybe he can't. I have no idea, but I just felt someone would get plucked just because of that.
It was kind of a head scratcher for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talked about this last week that their offense throughout the season, like Clint Kubiak was okay. I wasn't wowed by the offense, throughout the season, even into the Super Bowl. So now, Clint Kubiak is with the Raiders, and I said, good luck with that. And now, enter Brian Fleury, and yeah, it's kind of a weird hiring. I get that they want some continuity, but I don't know, kind of weird. Maddie?
How is this continuity? I don't know. The whole thing's weird, right? Like, let's run through the 49ers tight end room over the last few years, since he's been the tight end coach. Okay, George Kittle, right? Like, honestly, anyone could coach George Kittle, I think, and get a lot out of him. Like, he's self-driven. He's on his own. He's going to do his own thing. Jake Tongas kind of progressed, kind of developed, had some moments, when they used him. Did Luke Farrell improve at all? Did Charlie Werner, Ross Dwelly, I'm just going to go through some guys. I don't expect them to be all pros, but it just got to a point where every time you throw the ball to a tight end that wasn't George Kittle, a negative play happened. Like, you can probably go back and think off the top of your head multiple times that either one of those guys dropped a ball, ran a wrong route, tipped a ball in the air and it was intercepted,
or fumbled,
or fumbled, right? This is not, and that's not just to be critical. It's just if you're going to get the ball one or two times a game, you need to not give it back to the other team. That's really the biggest lesson I would like the 49ers to learn from the Seahawks run. Their run was, we won the turnover battle in every single game, and we won it decisively. And we didn't shoot ourselves in the foot. I don't know how many times after games the last few years we've been sitting here, especially the ones 49ers have lost. How? It's just this one play, constantly shooting themselves in the foot. I don't know how this makes Seattle better. I don't think it really kills us at all. I don't know. I think Brian Fleury was shaking things up on the tight end cycle. If there were guys developing behind Kittle, okay, well, this is a big loss. Have you seen anybody? I don't know. I think we've been talking about tight end 2 now for quite a bit. So, okay,
and Kelly
good luck.
says that Braden Willis never developed also. That's true.
I mean, whose fault is that at some point, right? So, yeah, and that's the whole Bebop. Weren't we told that this was a great way to kind of get an extra offensive lineman on the cheap, because he'd be a good blocking back, a good blocking tight end. He can't block and he can't catch. So, in the words of the Bobs from Office Space, what exactly is it you do here, right? If you're a tight end and you can't run block and you can't catch the ball, why are you in the NFL? That's really my biggest question. So I feel like he'll be an investment banker sooner rather than later at some point. So, I mean, that's what I look at for these sorts of things. Guy gets the most out of his room all the way down to the bottom guy. Like, wow, that guy seems like he's kind of got some stuff going on. I don't think he's going to do anything different. I think he's just going to take the Kubiak thing and do whatever. And people are going to adjust, just like they always adjust. I mean, Kubiak's going to go to the Raiders and he's going to run a bunch of play action. What is Mendoza really good at? You guessed it, play action, right? Like,
It's the offense. Yep.
that's the offense. So, you're going to see a lot of this going up. Teams are really stepping away from the spread a lot.
Tony wants to know, is that more on player personnel?
It could be whoever identified him. They missed on that one. They missed. Either that
Whoever
or he just had a crap year because
Whoever made that call should have hung up. Yes.
yeah.
Tony says Dwelly and Tonjes were solid and were always ready when they had their number called.
I don't know about Russ Dwelly. He was always
Russ
good
Dwelly was
against
only good against Seattle.
Yeah, he was great against Seattle. In fact, you can almost trace the fact that Seattle's rise has coincided with Ross Dwelly leaving the 49ers.
Ross Dwelly
because
being
Ross
there,
Dwelly-
yeah.
Ross DeBoss was the man against the Seattle Seahawks. He was constantly getting first touchdowns against them. It was actually insane, even with Kittle on the field. So Charlie Warner, though, still remember that drop in Atlanta. Like there is no one around you for 50 miles. Nope. Boink. Tongas had his moments, but like even he had some turnover issues in the year, right? So
Ty, did you say anything about Brian Fleury? I can't remember.
Yeah.
he let it
I
off.
did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I did. It was
Woo.
quick.
All right.
We're fine. It's
That's,
fine. We haven't
that's
even gotten
probably
to
why I
Australia
don't remember
yet.
because it's
okay.
quick.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We have a new defensive backs coach, Jerry Gray. Comes over from Atlanta with Raheem Morris. Was with Raheem Morris for the past couple years. What do you guys think?
If it syncs up with a veteran defensive back of some type to help bring a little stability to these younger guys, doesn't have to be anything crazy. I'm not saying we have to go pluck Deion Sanders out of the timeline in 1994 or anything like that. Yeah, I'm down. Like, this secondary is real close to becoming really elite. Like, honestly, I'm not saying that to be a fanboy or anything like that. I think it is one, like, veteran. He doesn't even have to have, like, his full steps with him, right? Like, he just needs to have some more smarts and teach these guys a few more things, right? They need a few more things in their bag of tricks. I'd love to see them get Minkah Fitzpatrick from the Dolphins. I don't think he would cost a ton of money. I don't think he'd cost a ton in picks. And I think he'd fit right in a lot of different hybrid stuff that they use because they're using safeties a lot more than they're using linebackers now. It doesn't have to be him. It could be somebody like that, right? I think it would help guys out like Renardo Green a ton. I think it would help a Malik Mustafa a ton too. So totally would be down for that. And Jerry Gray's got a pretty good history, and Kyle really trusts Raheem.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle trusts Raheem. That's it. We're actually going to get into an era where unless Raheem Morris is just unbelievably so bad that we can't take it. And I mean legitimately bad, not just delusional 49ers fans thinking he's bad. Like those are different different tiers, as we all know.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna start seeing a lot of continuity on that defense year after year after year after year after year. I don't expect Raheem Morris to be flying out of town anytime soon. This is how the defense is going to be for the next few years. So whatever they got to do to make that what they want that to be is okay with me. And I've never heard anything bad about Jerry Gray. So, yeehaw. Let's go. Let's get some continuity on this defense. Like 5 in 5 years. Crazy town. Can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it works out with Raheem Morris. I think it will. I think you're right. I think we'll have a good defense, and we'll have Raheem Morris around for a while. Jerry Gray's been around a lot, and like you, I haven't heard anything bad about him either. So yeah, Ty, your thoughts?
Yeah, Jerry's been around a while, so we got a real veteran defensive mind back there, right? And he's coached all over the defense. And he's coached with Raheem, so you get continuity there. So he knows a lot. So we should see. I mean, Diamador Lenore is already pretty freaking good. I'm not worried about him really, but you should see like Renardo Green and Upton Stout get even better. And I'm high on our corners. Everybody else is kind of dissing our corners. I'm high on them. I believe in those three. I'm perfectly fine with them out there.
Listen to this man. Thank you. Listen to this man.
I mean,
the corners aren't the problem.
The corners aren't the problem. Safety, different issue. We just need a safety. We need to coach these safeties up to play the ball better in the air, right? So that whether you're getting somebody or you're coaching up whoever's there, that's the issue. So if the safeties can have impact in the passing game, great. And, we got two guys who, Raheem Morris coached DBs too, right? Like there's a concerted effort there to get those guys going. So I'm happy about it. I think we're in good hands. Raheem Morris was one of the big three coaches that were out there. He was number 2 on my list behind Schwartz, but we all know what happened with Schwartz. So boom, we got the guy. And
if
Kyle
Schwartz
knows him.
with you.
Right. Kyle knows him. So you got that happiness, that continuity there. I think it's 2 real good hires in those aspects.
What about bringing in one Minkah Fitzpatrick?
Oh yeah, I already spoiled it because I'm already all about that, right? Like I said, it doesn't have to be him. It just needs to be that type of guy that's gonna has played a lot in the defensive backfield and has seen just about all of it, but isn't expected to come in and be the savior, right? You need that quarterback in the secondary so that Fred Warner doesn't have to be the defensive quarterback for every single position group on that defensive field, right? I'd like to see a little more that's just kind of how I look at it. I think he would fit that perfectly. And like I said, I don't think he'd be crazy expensive, right? I mean, we've already traded a 6-rounder for a running back we used for, I don't know, 10% of the time. So I feel like we could probably figure out a way to get a Pro Bowl safety in here.
Kali says that it's tough on the secondary when we aren't putting any heat on the quarterback.
That's really the biggest. We could use some more.
We put heat on the quarterback.
Well, we could put better heat on the quarterback.
Just
we could have successful heat.
Sacks doesn't mean we aren't putting heat on the quarterback. Look at all the damn throwaways.
Matt, Tony wants to know, do you think we see more 5-man fronts and hybrid looks?
It's going to depend on the scenario and what they come out with in the draft, right? And what does it come down to? You're looking at counter coaching teams like the Rams and the Seahawks, really, right? And the cool part is one of the few bright spots of the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl is a lot of teams are going to try to copy this model because this model is copyable, right? Anybody can find that quarterback, right? And train them not to turn the ball over. And then you really amp up your defense and you run your running game and everything else, right? That's what people will talk themselves into because you see teams copy the script all the time of the winning team. When the Chiefs won, everybody was shoehorning in to try to get franchise quarterbacks and build around them on rookie deals, right? Everything old is new again. So this all starts. Well, if the 49ers already know how to do that, and that's what people are already copying, they're already be prepared to take this thing down from the beginning anyways, right? So I think it's great. I think it'd work, but I think there's a lot of different things and flexibility that Raheem Morris is going to bring to change things up a little bit to really match up the personnel that they have on this defense. So, and I think they'll get guys that fit his stuff. He has won a Super Bowl before. I think they'll find some guys. Hopefully they find the next Aaron Donald in this draft. That's what I'm rooting for. You know, that would be the most helpful thing. If we can find the next Aaron Donald to pair with Raheem Morris in this draft, I'm happy with that. That'd be great. But
If we could find an Aaron Donald to team up with I can't forget. I forgot his name. God damn it. What's his name? I'm drawing a blank. This is what happens. Don't get old. And get shots, people. You don't remember stuff. Anyway, move over. Oh, if we could find an Aaron Donald to team up with the Warren Sapp we have on the team already.
Right, yes. Right.
That'll be awesome.
Alfred Collins and CJ West, I got no problems with them. I saw somebody complaining about Alfred Collins as a second-round pick today. Like, what the hell are you complaining about?
I've seen people complain about Brock Purdy.
Okay, well, again,
welcome to the offseason, folks.
Paint chips graced with Fruit Loops. Yes.
I've seen people say, how come we didn't steal a defensive assistant from Seattle instead of hiring Raheem Morris?
So we want to wait till after the Super Bowl to hire someone we have no working relationship with.
People were crying for us to sign somebody as soon as the season ended, as soon as Salah left. You can't win. You can't win.
These are the people that stick the branches in the spoke of their bike while driving it. These are the people. I can't. There's no other way to look at this. I don't.
Let's see. Tony. I think the defense that was drafted last year, Collins, West, Williams, was drafted to be a part of a 5-man front, both as a stand-up defense, even if they can add Kingsley or Green.
I think he's saying Kingsley's from Green Bay. There's a lot of guys out there that they might be able to add.
Green Bay.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of stuff going on out there.
Just think of those. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go. No, you're good.
No. I was just saying. Think of that 4-man. Think of that those three with both on the end, and then you do something like you bring in Huff, like Bryce Huff, to be a 5-man front. Like you got personnel to do it. Like that's already on the team. So, like, there's a lot of pieces to work with and a lot more pieces to add on. Like once again, we talked about this last week. Everyone talks about us like we're this down in the dumps crap team that had a horrible season. Yeah. Our cupboards are not bare. We have players. And
we were awful. You didn't know that?
Wow.
For some reason we were. I missed it. My TV must be different from other TVs.
Yeah, I guess with the most manpower lost since 1901 or whatever the stat was.
World War II or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was the St. Louis Maroons or something probably held the record for something. I'm not really sure, but my goodness, like I can't anymore. So the stuff people do to like contain themselves in this off season and try to like
it's craziness, complete craziness.
Like I get it. Everybody's pissed off. Everybody's pissed off watching your division rival come in and win a Super Bowl in your home stadium and celebrate in your locker room twice.
Get out your feelings.
Right? Get it out. But then use a little logic in how you want to make up for that, right? Go back in time. Go back to 1993, 1994 when the 49ers couldn't beat the Cowboys. And then they sat down and said, okay, how do we beat the Cowboys? And they went out and they figured it out. This is their chance to go out and figure out like how to go back and be the best team in the league again. And they already kind of knew that they had to do this rebuild. Like last year was not supposed to be as successful as it was. As crazy as that sounds. Like it shouldn't have even gotten to that point. There were multiple times last year where they could have pushed it over the top and been in a much different situation. And for whatever reason, stuff was against them. So they're already a leg up going into this year, the way I look at it. So
Paradome says Roman Sapolu, heir apparent to Chris Forster. I agree.
Well, he's got the gene, so
Yeah,
we know
Makes
he comes
sense.
from good stock. So
absolutely.
Definitely makes sense. What would you say to the fact that we were so close to the NFC's number 1 seed? And Tony just took the words right out of my mouth. So we are ahead of schedule in the retooling or the reset process.
go ahead, Matt.
Look at where Seattle was last
I
year.
just said it. Yeah.
I mean, look at where they were last year. Did anyone think that their retooling was going to lead to a Super Bowl? Did anyone think when Sam Darnold left here 2 years ago, Sam Darnold will be leaving and going and winning a Super Bowl in 2 years? Would have made a lot of money on Kalshi if there had been a bet who wins the Super Bowl first, Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold. Okay, it would have been a lot of money that exchanged hand a couple of weeks ago if that bet was a thing, right? Because nobody would have thought that. You know, I trust that this team has a plan. They've been to the top of the mountain, but they've gotten right near the top of the mountain before twice. So if you continue to allow them to do the things that they need to do, they can get there again. So yeah, I definitely think we're ahead. You're going to have some more money flying off the books soon with whatever gets done with Brandon Ayuk, whatever that whole thing is. I don't expect them to go crazy in free agency, but I expect them to get some players that they need. I expect them to get some guys that probably get let go by other teams that maybe weren't valued as much. Get some guys with a chip on their shoulder and really build up the depth. I think that's what you're going to see this year. I think you see high quality depth. If somebody gets hurt, the next guy that comes in, there's not going to be a huge drop off, unless it's like from Fred Warner to somebody or Boot to somebody, right? Like, I think that's what you're going to see this year, and that'll probably sustain us.
Ty?
To me, we're just on schedule. Like, I never saw this as a rebuild, retool, none of that crap. We just re-added players. Like, we used our draft picks. Like, still made the playoffs, still won a playoff game, still looked like the 49ers, right? Like, I don't know. Our goal is still to get to the Super Bowl and win it. So we're just right there. You know, I think you can say the rookies, because they got, well, most of the rookies got so much playing time, like their development is ahead of schedule, which is great for us. Because when you see these like teams that are younger and they start to make a push, is because those young guys get a bunch of reps, get a bunch of experience, and then in year 2, 3, all of a sudden that team starts to take off a bit. And that's because those guys got the reps early on. Well, here we are. So, you know, I think we're right there. And next year we'll come out with all those guys and the top tier talent that we lost this year coming back as well. Takeoff time. See ya.
Caradome says there's no other franchise in the NFL that could miss 4 former All-Pros, 2 first-rounders, and a starting quarterback for 8 games and still beat the reigning Super Bowl champs at home in the playoffs. Tell me.
Let alone make the playoffs. Like, have a winning season. Like, everyone's riding the Seattle broomstick. Oh, look at them. Look at them. Imagine them without Sam Darnold, JSN, Cooper Kupp, their tight end. Go down the list. Just go down the list. For
They
all
lost
those
Zach
games.
Charbonnet. That was it. That was who they lost.
At the end of
At the end of the year.
divisional game.
And honestly, it might have helped them be better because that forced them to use Kenneth Walker the third
Even
more.
I know.
And,
right.
and, like,
But,
Yeah.
it was
but
almost,
imagine imagine them going through that. Would they have been playing for the 1 seed at the end of the year? Like, and Jess, you talked about how their offense was bad, didn't look at that impressive. We saw them go to Indianapolis and can only manage field goals. Like, Tony, I hear you with the defense, but if your offense can't capitalize on it, what you gonna do? And imagine their stars on defense being missing, and Tariq Woolen is crap. So, hey,
Some people would like to see Tariq Woolen in a Niners jersey.
I
he
don't
can't
know
cover. Get
why.
him out of here.
He's He's
Well,
like
you
that
see him
Diggs
get cooked
dude from
so
the.
many
He's like that
times.
Diggs dude from the Cowboys. Like he's either going to get a pick six or he's
Mhm.
going to get roasted. He's a modern day Tim
No,
McKyer.
yeah, good call. I was gonna say he's the other guy from the Cowboys.
Kevin
Deron Bland
Deron Bland, yeah, same thing too.
can't
Like you
cover.
could, yeah,
Look, will be opportunistic when the quarterback makes an error.
right.
How many times is the quarterback going to make an error? Like,
Good news, there's going to be a touchdown scored. We're just not
Yeah.
sure if it's going to be with the defensive back or with the receiver that the defensive back can't cover. It's
Exactly.
either or.
hmm
So
Tony says that defense is insane.
All right. All I know is that when we were fully healthy and going up against them, we marched up and down the field. Up and down, up and down. Shot ourselves in the foot, couldn't get into the end zone, but man, was we marching up and down the field. But all right.
Austin Pleasance is back on a 1-year tender, $1 million tender. Nick Zakel is back for a 1-year extension. Brock
Mhm.
Purdy's good buddy.
Yep.
No surprise, the Niners want Eddie De Niro back. And it appears that talks have started.
Hopefully
What are
they
your
go
thoughts?
well. Bring him back. He's a weapon. Good for the locker room, good for the culture, good for the team, performs. You bring him back.
he takes the
Hopefully
anxiety away.
Hopefully he isn't asking for too much. That's the reason why he was on the street in the first place. So get it done, Eddie. You belong here.
I've even heard they're going to do the franchise thing if they can't reach a deal with him. So yeah, he's not going anywhere. And they've done that before with Robbie Gould. Like you can franchise tag a kicker. Like if you're not going to do it
Yeah.
somewhere else, it's not going to cost you a crazy amount of money. A little more than what you'd probably like, but
Nah, they'll franchise him to work out the long-term deal. That's just
Yeah,
a
I
hold
don't-
on. Like, hey man, we
Oh,
believe
yeah.
in you. We're gonna put
Yep.
this here just so
You're not
no
going
other
anywhere
teams
else.
mess with you, and we're gonna work this out.
Yeah.
he's not going
Yeah.
anywhere. They finally
Um,
found a good kicker, so you might as well just leave him the hell alone.
They've always had a good kicker.
I know. They finally found one that they can trust, right?
They
And
had
they're
one
getting-
that they can trust too.
they
had a
didn't want to
coach they
trust
couldn't
him.
trust.
That's what we're really going for there.
When your coach throws you under the bus. But that's a different
Um,
story for a different time, folks.
They could have just kept Robbie Gould from the beginning and avoided the whole thing, but no. they
he
had to-
left.
Well, that wasn't. I don't think that was so much a leaving as it was like a, "Don't you want me to stay?" And they're like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna get somebody younger." That was a. They thought they were gonna save money on the salary cap, and it showed up at the worst possible time, and set the
He
kid
wanted
up
to
for
go
failure.
back home to Chicago.
And it didn't work out because they were like, "Nah, we don't need you. We don't need you."
And see, he just left to stay with his kids. Like, men have free will.
I know.
You can choose to do things.
I just think he didn't feel valued. Cough, cough. You know what I mean. But going on Pleasance and Zakel, I mean, Zakel's kind of like what Jack Haley was for Dennis Rodman back in the day for the Chicago Bulls. Like, you know, he's going to be on the roster. He's going to be Brock's friend. He's going to be there, right? He was drafted in 2022, and he's started, what, 2 games? He's been on the practice squad.
All this
Like,
time.
what? I don't expect him to start developing into an all-pro by any means. You know what I mean? He's good depth. Austin Pleasant showed that he can play last year. Like, he's not Trent Williams, but, you know, no one is. So, you know, good depth again. And those are cheap moves, you know.
Yeah.
1.18 million, 1.6
Yeah.
FP. Like,
Those are bodies that you know to have around. And like,
Mhm.
if you need to cut them, you can easily cut them because, like you just said, Matt, cheap moves. It's not
yeah, they'll
going to
get
hurt you
replaced
at
by
all.
somebody else. Yep.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt you salary cap wise at all.
They're trying to build a 90-man roster right now, not a 53.
Yeah.
They're going to get to that 53 later, but they're trying to get into 90 right now.
Mhm.
And 90 territory is going to be guys like this. You know, your Austin Pleasants, your Nick Zakels, guys like that.
Bebop wants to know, do we want Linderbaum?
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about it out loud because the last time I wanted to center out loud, he went to Chicago. So never mind.
Because he wanted to go to Chicago.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Like,
Wasn't your fault.
unfortunately, people don't love this team as much as we do, right? So they don't just go in.
David McNiner, kickers are the only position Lynch has used the franchise tag on.
And he used it to work out that long-term deal. Like, hey, we don't want you going anywhere. Just hold on. We don't want no other team messing with you. So we're going to put this on you. And that way we can work out this long-term deal. And that's what they did. And they made him one of the highest paid kickers in the league.
So as far as free agency goes, we're 3 weeks away from free agency. In 2 weeks, March 4th, we're going to have Jordan Elliott on from NBC Sports Bay Area to talk more about free agency, because by then we'll be a week away. But I could see the Niners trading a bit and going for offense in free agency and defense in the draft. What do you guys think?
I think that'd be the smart thing to do, simply because Kyle doesn't play rookies. Like, unless he absolutely has to, players are injured, that's the only guy available. So go get some veterans that he might be comfortable with. Trade for him, and then you can pick up your rookies in the draft. Raheem Morris has no problem playing young guys, coaching them up, getting them on the field. So, and the whole defense is basically young anyway. So what's an extra guy going to do out there, right? So that'd be the smart, logical thing to do, just based on how they operate.
Matty?
There are supposedly some receivers in this draft that are good, but when does Kyle play a rookie receiver? And the last time he played a rookie receiver, we saw how that ended up. So,
and we had the receivers in Jordan Watkins, and we go and sign Kendrick Bourne.
And Chris Conley.
Well,
and there's always a random veteran that's getting snapped. Malik Turner kept getting signed on the practice squad.
There you go. I was going to say that in conjunction to
it doesn't just have to be Malik Turner or Chris Conley. It's got to be one of those guys, right? Mohamed Sanu, right, for a little while was on this team. Like whatever there is,
one of Kyle's guys. Yeah,
exactly. I just, if you're going to, I keep seeing people be like, oh, this is a great time for the 49ers to go draft a wide receiver in the first round. So you can watch him sit for a year? Sign me up. Sure. They need more guys to develop right now on the offensive side. Said no one. Like they need they need people who are gonna come in and help right away. I do not want a reunion tour with Deebo Samuel. I don't want any of that stuff. Thank you. Good day. I'm all set. I would prefer like a Wan'Dale Robinson. That's a guy that I think completely untapped potential, right? Yeah, I mean, and he produced with a not great quarterback situation really ever in New York, right? Like, go get some receivers like that. Make this a place where you could reclaim some guys that had some talent and were caught in some junk situations. Don't give me a Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison will be on the police blotter more than he'll be in the stat sheet. I can assure you of that. Every time I turn around, he's in there for some sort of traffic violation. Somehow it gets dismissed. Either this guy's got a really good lawyer or he's got some really bad luck. One or the other, right? It's a lot of situations just seem to find this guy. I don't need that. We get enough people with situations getting found. We don't need any of that extra. And I hear that trade all the time. No, give me a guy like a Wan'Dale Robinson or Darius Slayton or somebody like that, right? Like guys who are coming from offenses that are utilized all the time. Jacoby Myers is a perfect example of that, right? Played in some just garbage situations. You know, the corpse of Cam Newton and Jared Stidham in New England he played with. Then he had to play with Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville. He played with Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville this year, but there was he played with the Raiders.
You played the Raiders. Remember when they had?
Like,
I can't even remember who they had.
Exactly. Aiden O'Connell,
There you
Gardner
go.
Minshew,
And the other guy. There you go.
Geno Smith, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, yeah, it's no thanks, Terradome. By the way, check your X. Somebody's trying to do that stupid
he knows.
Spotify award
Yeah,
thing.
I
Okay,
know.
good.
I
He
told
knows.
him already.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure we take care of that right on the pod while I was remembering it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like that idea. What I want to see, I really would like to see Linderbaum on there because I just think this offensive line needs that. I've said this before, they have never successfully replaced Alex Mack on that line. Never have. Just it hasn't. And I think if you put a solid center in there, a solid veteran center in there that can do some road grading stuff and really help make some calls on protection and things of that nature, that way it's not all on Brock Purdy, I think that would help a lot of folks. I think it would make the rest of that offensive line look a lot better. But for some reason, Jake Brendel clearly has a file of photos of Kyle Shanahan, so he gets to continue to keep his job. So here we are.
Well, you know what? It's a new year.
Things
Let's
can
be
change.
optimistic.
Yeah.
Jake Brendel's 34 years old.
There you go.
Don't give me hope.
Last
the
year
words
of the
of Hawkeye.
contract, I believe. So
Don't give me hope.
I have to give you hope, Maddie.
get a good young center that's like coming off of his rookie contract, who can be here for a number of years, and we don't have to worry about center anymore, right?
Yep.
Pair him up with Dominic Pooney on the right side, and you got a solid
A healthy Dominic Pooney is
the beginnings of a solid middle there. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he was ever healthy last year. I don't know what happened. I don't think he was ever healthy last year. I think he'll be fine.
We're going to
this
hear
year.
a story about that. I'm
Oh,
sure.
you know that's coming right around training camp.
Yeah.
Well, last year I tore my interior
Yes,
cruciate
he tore his
posterior
PCL.
hippie goobagoo. Yeah, exactly. And he played through it like
Played
a hockey
through it.
player in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dave McNiner says the dead cap money from cutting Brendel's almost nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
David, you could start running the cap for us. That'd be great.
We won't get hit at all.
I would take that.
And you know what, too? Like, I know Dina's all for getting rid of Jake Brendel. But, the run game would get going. Another reason, going back to Brian Fleury, another reason why I don't think we will miss him as much is he was the run game coordinator. And the run game this year was kind of...
Didn't feel very
Meh.
coordinated to me.
Yeah.
It was whatever CMC could make happen out there. Like there was not a lot of. It's really weird too because this entire offense is supposed to be based off of like strength and consistent running, and they never really got that going this year. There never really seemed to be a game where they were like, we're just going to keep running the ball. Like
Yeah.
they just fall in love with the pass sometimes. It's like, what are we doing?
I don't think the O line was healthy enough for it, though.
Yeah, and maybe that was the problem the whole year.
We saw
Yeah, true.
Pooney playing hurt. I mean, Pooney had the same injury Ricky Pearsall had. Dude did not miss one game. He took
All I
3
know
weeks
is-
off, but
Yeah.
didn't miss one game throughout the season. Like
Mm-hmm.
he should have been out the first 3 weeks of the season at least. But anyway, we saw Brendel get hurt. We saw all the changes at left guard. I think we had 4 guys start at left guard this season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just can't get right.
Connor Colby
And-
got hurt. Connor
And-
Colby looked great out there.
Even
And
our
then he
backups got hurt. Exactly.
Literally every time somebody
So-
started looking good, it was like they got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, if we're going to have that power run game to the inside now, and your inside blockers are hurt, it ain't going to go well.
George Kittle aiming to play week 1.
Mhm.
What do you guys think?
I think it happened.
Mm.
guys with a clean Achilles tear come back soon. They can come back.
But no,
George
he's
take-
coming
George-
back too soon.
too
He's being
soon.
rushed back.
George takes care of his body more than anybody I can think of. Like George will talk about treatment, and rest and recovery till the cows come home. Lifting weights and all that crap, no.
Hyperbaric chambers.
He's all about taking care of his body. So he knows how to come back from something. So that's like the one guy you don't have to worry about.
I mean, players know their own bodies. I'm just sick of hearing the whole, they're going to rush him back. He's coming back too soon.
And the thing is, like, there's nobody around right now. Everybody's on vacation, out doing whatever. So whatever he says is coming out of his mouth with no influence. And he's the type of guy that can't be influenced anyway. I mean, he's a vet who tells it like it is. Like, we all know that. So if he says it, I believe it. You can target week 1, week 2, week 3. He's coming back early in the season rather than late.
August would be 7 months post-injury.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers was going to come back for the Jets a couple of years ago. I would say Aaron Rodgers, definitely not the physical specimen that George Kittle is in any way, shape, or form, but would have come back for the Jets 3 years ago.
Yeah,
that year that he
that
tore his
season.
Achilles.
Yes.
He would have, if the Jets had kept it together and won like one more game, they would have been in playoff contention. He would have come back in season.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If he can do that, then yeah.
Much older.
George
guy, yep.
George Kittle can definitely take the offseason, get rehab to be ready for week 1 in Australia, right? Do I think he might be on a snap count? Sure. Might he not
Yeah.
be? He also might not be, right? Because they're going to listen to their players. So
Yeah.
I am not worried about George Kittle in the least.
Thoughts on possibly trading for Max Crosby? It's out there that the Raiders apparently want 2 first-rounders and a premium player.
You know, I want a lot of things too. I would like a brand new Hummer to show up in my driveway tomorrow. Okay,
A brand new what?
a brand new Hummer to just show up.
Get
in my
out of here
driveway
with that
tomorrow.
Hummer garbage.
Just a big one, right? Like
Get
or a big
a
Jeep
real
Wrangler.
truck. Get a
Hummer
Wrangler.
Anything. It could be anything new, right? Just something magic just shows up in my driveway. Guess what? Okay. He's a little older. There's a little more money there. They're trying to compare him to Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons was younger. Oh, you don't have to pay as much money. Yeah, well, your guy had 2 season-ending injuries. Well, last year wasn't really season-ending. Well, you made it season-ending, so it was a season-ending injury. Am I correct on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Like they want premium prices for a guy that's kind of a fixer-upper, right? Like he's been out the last couple of years. He's a really good player. He could make a big difference, but you're not trading 2 first-rounders for him. Now, you want to take Brandon Ayuk's contract and do a couple pick swaps? Okay, right? But you can't just here's a first and a second and a first and a second and well, geez, here's CJ West too. We're not doing that. Give me a break.
Mhm.
He's going to be in the league for 3 more years before he goes on to media stuff. So, you know, he's going to end up in Chicago or someplace like that. Chicago's really going to try to make a run at it this year, I think. I think they're going to be like they did the same thing last year with free agency with the offensive line. I think this year they're going to try to do it with the defense. I totally think Max Crosby. And they already have a history of trading with the Raiders. The Khalil Mack thing,
We don't.
we don't,
Yeah, we don't.
right? The
we
Bears
don't.
do, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like I just
They're not gonna entertain what we got.
It's in that Davis blood. Trade
Remember
with
what
them.
Devontae Adams said last year? Like the Rams were paying retail and the 49ers were paying wholesale, right?
Mhm.
And I don't think that was just because it was the offseason last year. Like there's a lot of holes to fill on this team. You can't just spend that much. You can't have that much money tied up at defensive end and edge rusher, right? As great as it would be to have Max Crosby on the other side of Nick Bosa, I would love that. Probably not going to happen. But I'm sure there's other guys you could put on the other side of Nick Bosa that could probably, you know, help him be a little more effective. And get a few more things in there. So I don't think that would work.
Thoughts, Ty?
If they could make it happen in some economical way, yeah, you do it, right? If it makes sense. Once again, I still don't think the Raiders would trade with us because that's not what they take our players. They don't trade with us.
Yeah, 100%.
So, if you can, we know we would love another 3-down defensive end over there on the other side of the line. He would fit the bill. So it'd be a great fit. Like, you do it, but you have to do it in a way that makes sense, of course, and everything else. I don't know how we're going to trade for him and then sign Trey Hendrickson and also sign Joey Bosa and also get, Cam Jordan and all these other guys. Where all these guys going to play, I don't know, and how's it going to work out. But, hey, it's the off season. Everyone says we're going to do it, so I guess we're going to do it.
All right. So 2 things. 1, are we trading Mac Jones? And 2, if we do trade Mac Jones, do you see a Kirk Cousins coming in to be Brock Purdy's backup?
I say no. And no. Right? It was like no and no. Like, I don't know. I think they were just happy with Mac. Like you said, fits the culture, does his job, isn't looking for the spotlight. Just loves to be here and everything. Like, he fits what they want in the backup right now. And I also think, Curtis Rourke is the heir apparent to be the backup at some point. Didn't do anything last year because of the injury. This year will be his redshirt year. And then, 2027, when he's still on that rookie deal, he'll be the backup. That's how you keep the quarterback room cheap. So I think that is the long-term plan. And they've been doing a good job of planning this thing out long-term with their player personnel. So I think that's the play. When they panicked in 2017 and did not wait for Kirk Cousins, I think that was the end of the Kirk Cousins reunion with Kyle Shanahan talk. Like, people need to let that go.
I mean, it's kind of brewing because Kirk Cousins tweeted
Oh, you froze.
he watched the Rise of the 49ers.
You froze.
So that's it. All just
What did you tweet?
Oh, I froze.
Yeah, you're back.
He tweeted that he watched the Rise of the 49ers.
Well, who didn't?
So that
You know who hasn't? I haven't. You know why?
I haven't either. I have to watch it.
I'll tell you why.
I haven't
Why?
either. Because I lived it.
I lived it.
Thank you.
I've read, and y'all have seen the book collection, okay?
So my dad said the same thing.
I've already heard these stories 187,622 times. I have heard them on the Bill Walsh NFL thing. I've heard them on the Randy Cross and holy jumped up shit. I have heard all of these stories so many times. And I heard all of the Joe Montana thing last year. I heard a lot of them during that too. It's like, tell me something I do not know. I know all of this. There's not a single thing that has come out from this documentary that I'm like, oh, wow, I never knew that. I knew that. What are we doing?
I'd probably cry just like Bebop.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need that either. I don't need to sit there and be like I already am depressed watching the fact that the last Super Bowl win was over 31 years ago. Okay, I don't need to be reminded of how great things used to be.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
for me, that was for the younger generation who hasn't experienced it. And when we talk about how it was, they need to see it and get some of that. But I was there. I know about, BY breaking Ken Norton's leg. I mean, Ken Norton breaking BY's leg and Eddie DeBarlo riding with him in the ambulance to the hospital, and the culture that it was and the love, and it was family. I know. I don't need to see any of it. I don't need to relive it because once again, I'll get depressed too and be like, those were the days. But I haven't watched it. I haven't recorded. It's on my YouTube TV recorded, and maybe I will watch it one day. But it wasn't a pressing need.
When I desperately need some sort of like endorphin rush, like in the middle of the spring when we're outside of everything and we still don't have any idea what the hell the schedule is yet.
Yeah.
Whatever, we're trying to get on with our lives. The NFL's like, well, I'm just going to set it up and then we might still move it later, but you never know, right?
They release one game.
They release one game at a time. Yeah.
This is a Monday night matchup between the Cowboys and the Saints.
Yeah, exactly. Let me tell you why this is important. Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they also like I heard too, like they kind of skip over like the bad times, and they don't really go over like some of the things that happen. Like there's not a lot of like, nobody really goes back to the 83 team, how the 83 team led to the 84 team, right? They don't do that. Some of the things they do with the 88 team is very selective too, just in terms of how they go over that. They totally forget that, after Montana was made the starter, they lost the next week. They totally skip over that every time. It's like, oh, well, they made Montana the starter and then they took off. No, they lost 9-3 to the Raiders the next Sunday after that. Really, we just skip it. We just skip it. Skip it. It just, I can't have that. It's like these stupid sports movies where they just take that, like, they Rudyfy them. Like, no thanks. We're not here for that. I know what actually happened. We're good.
All right.
Thank you for letting me rant about that. Thank you. I can't.
No problem. Can't. Closing thoughts. Ty, go ahead.
Yeah. Next week should be fun. A little combine. We get to talk about some potential rookies and such. So we'll have some players to talk about. Until then, stay faithful. And all is not lost. Like, I still don't get that. All is not lost.
Yeah, Matty.
Yeah, Mac Jones can continue to be the world's greatest backup quarterback here. I'm totally fine with that. There's really no one else I would want in that scenario, especially based on what I saw last year when Brock Purdy was out. This team continued to roll and won as many games as they did because of Mac Jones. So, yeah, you hang on to him unless somebody completely overpays and you're getting someone that's going to be better. You let me know who's better than Mac Jones out there as a backup quarterback right now, and I'll hang out here and wait for you.
The Niners are playing in Australia and now Mexico City. Not a fan, but that's okay.
Fine.
We'll get through it. And so it is the off season. We're going to have a lot to talk about. Like I said, in 2 weeks, we're going to have Jordan Elliott on from NBC Sports Bay Area. That'll be a week before free agency. And then we got free agency. We got the draft. We got all that fun stuff coming up for you guys. So we will see you next week. Same time, same place. Go Niners. And we're out.
Stay faithful, everybody.
And of course, for the upstart 49ers, they're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly.
Montana looking.